Did I make an epic VR fantasy game? Well, no, not really. I made a game you can beat in like 15-20 minutes. But it does have a pretty decent level of polish as far as some of the assets. I apologize for the quality of the video. This is actually a direct capture from my Oculus Quest, so what the Quest sees. I had trouble running the screen cap software while also running this. And if that tells you much, I didn't do very much in the way of optimization. I pretty much threw everything I could at it. A lot of these textures are 4K textures. There's an awesome painting that my girlfriend did for me, and I put in the game. I built a puzzle system, which was pretty simple overall. There's essentially just these little dials, and as you interact with the dials, in this case just shoot them with your crossbow, it rotates, and as they align, it'll open doors and activate things. I added in a number of enemy NPCs. So I've got these little guys right here. These are LARPers. They pretty much just run at you and bite you. They're pretty simple. You can kill them in like 2 hits. Then I also have, these guys, crawlers, as well as sorcerers, knights, and a dragon. I feel like I'm missing one there, but I got a decent amount of NPCs, and they all obviously have their own programming, their own way they work. The sorcerers, for example, have projectiles that they fire. They cast spells at you. You're able to intercept those with your bolts from your crossbow, and or block them with your shield. You can hit them with your sword as well, but that's a little bit more difficult just because of the hitboxes and whatnot. So like I said, I have my puzzle systems. They're connected to mostly doors just to open up paths. It just helps break up the pacing a little bit. Like I said, I can beat this, the whole thing, everything I've made here in about 15 minutes. Probably somebody that's not used to it would take them a little bit longer, but that's not much of an epic game as far as length, but I think the content is actually pretty cool. I've got most of the objects in game are physics reactive, so you're able to knock things over and use things as cover and bump into them. The projectiles that are fired at you are physics reactive, so you can literally do kind of do the Matrix or what an old reference. Do some weaving to get away from stuff. The music also I really enjoyed making. That's in the background. Hopefully it's not too overwhelming. Try to balance everything out a little bit. But as you can see, most of the stuff's reactive. I'm able to knock the paintings off the walls. I've got these kind of buckets set up to knock over just because it's fun, right? Physics, that's just fun. What can you do? Let's see what else we got here. I covered the environment setup in an entire series that I didn't intend to turn into a series. It's on my channel. It's a high-definition render pipeline. That's how I built the original environment. Then I converted, set it up for VR, at which point I started just going crazy, throwing in, kind of gamifying it more, because I originally built it pretty much just to display, here's what we can do with the high-definition render pipeline. And then I was like, this looks great, let's throw it into VR. It looked so great in VR, I had a good time. I, built kind of dungeons and hallways and corridors. I built a cave system as well, but it just isn't working out very well, and I've got to focus on other things for a little bit, and I wanted to get this video out because I've been working on this for a pretty good amount of time, actually. It's crazy what you can start to pour into whenever you're dealing with, like, well, how does this NPC react whenever we hit them with a sword, for example. From a 3D standpoint, they have their animation setups, they have their collision detection, and it's just a lot of fun. Making this dragon was a lot of fun as well. So everything is all the NPCs are fully animated, minus I did not bother giving the sorcerers a walk cycle, so they don't move, they just hang out stationary and fire at you. But other than that, the NPCs all move around and will come and attack you. I built like 3 different sections. I've got this sort of wooded area, and then I've got the sort of darker dungeon area, and then that opens up sort of the in-between where I have the light pouring in, and that nice contrast of the shadows and stuff. It's a little more open, and I got the rain and whatnot. But other than the cave system, that's about all I have, and I'm not going to show you the cave because it looks really bad. I pretty much blocked it out, and then realized that I had a lot more foundation to lay in this section, so I focused on that. Alright, let's have a quick look in Unity, and we have our different NPCs here. Got our knight character. You can see the texture work on him. I've had such a good time messing with Substance Painter and being able to paint textures directly onto my objects in such a high fidelity. It's a lot of fun. It really brings the things to life. You see I got them set up so that I'm able to control where they're looking at, and then of course there's separate animation systems. You can layer those together with the AI behavior to be able to get them coming at you properly and working right. Got me a crazy wizard guy here. Don't worry about what's going on with his hair and his beard. That's something I'm still working on. Here's a close-up of the LARPers. So, long story short, we're looking at this. Did I make a AAA level VR game? No, I didn't. It's got a lot of issues. It's not perfect by any means, but I think overall, for one person, it looks fantastic. It actually is a lot of fun to play, just running around, bashing LARPers with your sword and whatnot. And the level of detail that I've put into the environments and the characters, I think some of them are pretty close to AAA level. They're definitely getting there. Yeah, here you can see just the sword, for example. These are 4K textures, and this is in Substance Painter. And it's quite a detailed object. So, I've painted like layers. I think each of the materials on this have like 20 plus layers. So there's a lot that's going into this, and that's gone into every aspect of the game. I'm hoping to be able to throw it up on itch, something like that, and hopefully you guys can check it out. But I thought you guys would enjoy it. If you did, like, share, subscribe. I'm a small channel, need some growth. Help me out, bro. Take it easy, guys. Stay safe.